Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something absolutely crucial. We're going to empower you with the exact tools you need to verify an attorney's credentials right here in the state of Wisconsin. Because honestly, whether you're dealing with a simple, everyday contract or gearing up for a massive courtroom battle, making sure your legal representation is totally legitimate is literally the most important decision you're going to make. Picture this. You've just handed over a massive retainer fee to someone who promises they can solve all of your legal troubles. But is that attorney you're about to hire truly qualified? Or are you just walking blindly into a complete legal and financial trap? The stakes of hiring legal representation without doing your homework first are incredibly high. A friendly consultation just isn't enough. You need hard, verified facts. So to get those facts, we first need to talk about bar status. Basically, an attorney's bar status is their baseline permission to practice law. But, well, here's the catch when it comes to Wisconsin. Confirming that status actually takes a lot more than just a simple one-and-done directory search. Wisconsin's system requires a very specific, multi-step approach to uncover the whole truth, and that is exactly what we are going to master today. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with why bar status matters, followed by Wisconsin's three-part regulatory system. Then we'll walk through searching the state bar, checking disciplinary history, pitfalls and safety nets, and finally, a quick conclusion and disclaimer. All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, why bar status matters. You know, checking a lawyer's status might just feel like a boring administrative chore, but it's absolutely your first line of defense. The risks of skipping this step are actually pretty severe. You could unknowingly hire a disbarred or suspended lawyer. And that could lead to unrecognized malpractice that completely tanks your case, or you might totally miss pending ethical complaints against them. In the absolute worst-case scenarios, clients have lost huge amounts of money due to fraud or dishonest conduct. A little due diligence right up front prevents massive headaches down the road. Moving right along to Section 2, the three-part regulatory system. Okay, so to really nail this search, we need to understand Wisconsin's unique setup. It's kind of like a puzzle. Unlike some states where a single, unified bar association handles absolutely everything, Wisconsin divides its legal oversight into three distinct branches, all under the authority of the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Because of this three-part system, you have to know exactly where to look to find different pieces of the puzzle. So here is the absolute most critical distinction to keep in mind. The State Bar of Wisconsin manages the public directories and handles membership. But, and this is a big but, they have zero disciplinary authority. Meanwhile, it's the Office of Lawyer Regulation, or OLR, that actually investigates and prosecutes misconduct. And then you have the Board of Bar Examiners, the BBE, which handles exams and continuing education. So for your search to be complete, you have to bridge both the State Bar and the OLR. Okay, Section 3, searching the state bar. Let's get into the practical, step-by-step stuff. You'll want to head over to wizbar.org to use the state bar's lawyer search. The state bar maintains records for over 25,000 members, and under Supreme Court rules, every single attorney is required to keep their address updated with the state bar, which makes this the absolute best place to start your check. When you hit the search portal, you're going to see two main options. The basic search is awesome if you have a unique name, or even better, their actual ID number. But if your attorney has a super common name, the advanced search is a total game changer. It's actually powered by Google and gives you 9 different filters. You can search by law school, graduation year, or even specific languages. So if you need someone fluent in Spanish or American Sign Language, you can easily filter for exactly that. So step by step, first, navigate to the wizbar.org lawyer search. Second, enter the attorney's name to pull up their profile and be sure to copy down their member ID. Third, you want to verify that their member type is listed as active. But keep this in mind, finding an active status simply confirms their administrative baseline permission to practice. It basically just means they paid their dues and submitted their paperwork. Next up, Section 4, checking disciplinary history. Now this next part, this is where people make the biggest mistake. Listen to this quote straight from the source. The state bar does not license or discipline attorneys. This is a huge pivot for us. An active status on the state bar directory absolutely does not mean an attorney has a clean ethical record. They could be completely active on paper, but still be facing a pending disciplinary complaint or have a whole history of public reprimands. To uncover the actual disciplinary history, we have to switch gears and transition our search over to the Wisconsin court system's databases. Because the state bar is a private association, the Supreme Court delegated the disciplinary enforcement over to the OLR to ensure everything is totally unbiased. So here's phase 2 of your workflow. Step 1, access the Wisconsin Court System Lawyer Status Portal online. Step 2, take that exact member ID you grabbed earlier from the State Bar website and plug it in here to cross-reference their file. This tells you if they're actually in good standing with the Supreme Court. Finally, Step 3, check the Professional Discipline Compendium. This is a searchable database of all public reprimands and disciplinary decisions. This is where you find the whole truth about their professional conduct. All right, Section 5, Pitfalls and Safety Nets. We've covered the core process, but I really need to highlight a massive pitfall. I seriously cannot emphasize this enough. The ultimate trap is assuming a basic state bar directory search gives you the full picture. Relying just on that keyword search is a huge blind spot. It could completely hide past suspensions, active investigations, or serious misconduct. You literally must bridge the gap between the state bar and the court system to be fully protected. But hey, if things do go sideways, Wisconsin has some pretty fantastic built-in safety nets. There's the Lawyer's Fund for Client Protection, which actually reimburses folks who've lost money because of a lawyer's dishonest conduct. If you're having a billing argument, the Committee on Resolution of Fee Disputes offers binding arbitration. Need a new vetted lawyer? The Lawyer Referral and Information Service can hook you up. There's even a confidential ethics hotline, so there are real fallback options if your attorney's conduct isn't up to par. And finally, Section 6. Conclusion and disclaimer. We've covered a lot of ground today, so let's do a super quick recap of your ultimate due diligence workflow. 1. Verify their active status and grab their member ID over at wisbar.org. 2. Cross-reference that ID on the Wisconsin Court System portal. 3. Search the Discipline Compendium for any past or pending misconduct. And 4. If you're dealing with a federal PACE, make sure to also verify their admission status through the federal PACER system. Before we wrap things up, just a quick but very important disclaimer. This explainer is for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. If you have specific legal concerns, please make sure you consult directly with a qualified and properly vetted legal professional. I'm going to leave you with this one thought. Knowing how incredibly documented a lawyer's history truly is across these interconnected systems, what do you think you might uncover if you searched your own legal representation today? Don't wait until you're already in deep water. Take action. Share this explainer with anyone who might be hiring a lawyer soon, and protect yourself. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and keep learning.